Hi, everybody, and welcome to the KubeStellar Community Meeting for December 14th, 2023. It is the last meeting of the 2023 calendar. Welcome to everybody. Hope you're all getting set up and prepared for the holidays ahead. It's been a long year. It seems like 3 years packed into one, I heard someone say earlier. I think I kind of tend to agree with that sentiment. Okay, so as usual, if you want to join us to make changes to this agenda, add items to it, go to kubestellar.io/join us. You can either use join_us or join us as one word. And you will then be given access to this document, all our other Google documents as a contributor, as well as get regular recurring bi-weekly invites to our community meeting, which is this one. So welcome everybody. First to get started, this is a recorded call. It will be posted on YouTube in our KubeStellar.io channel. If you would like not to be recorded a video, shut off your video. If you would not like to be recorded audio, don't speak. And if you would not like to be recorded at all, please drop the call at this time. I will go ahead and read our contributor code of conduct. As contributors and maintainers in the CNCF community, and in the interest of fostering an open and welcoming community, we pledge to respect all people who contribute through reporting issues, posting feature requests, updating documentation, submitting pull requests or patches, and other activities. We are committed to making participation in the CNCF community a harassment-free experience for everyone, regardless of level of experience, gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, disability, personal appearance, body size, race, ethnicity, age, religion, or nationality. Basically, hey, let's just be nice to everybody, huh? Thanks. Okay, so let's get on with this. As I mentioned, there is no meeting for 12/28, so that's been scrubbed off the Google Calendar. Please don't attend. We won't be here to talk to you. The next meeting will be in January. I don't have the exact date up right now, but the calendar invite is forthcoming. If you can please add your presence to the attendee list if you are here. Let's see, I think I see someone who's not here, so I'll just remove them. Okay, and up first, we'll talk a little bit about decoupling of KCP. And as let's see, a few people on. So, Jun, could you give us an update as to where we left off with Kube-bind, what still remains, and where you are with the upstream process, if any progress is being made there at all?
Kube-bind today is already being used in KubeStellar, so replacing of KCP bind with Kube-bind is already completed. So there's nothing new here with the replacing itself. But once we switched to the space framework, and also we are in the progress of switching from KCP to kubeflex, because those two components, the space framework and kubeflex, are going to be used Kube-bind underneath. There were some leftover issues and bugs to be fixed. I think another community member, Mike, already identified the list of them. And I was working on patching the issues, fixing the bugs I would say in the past 2 weeks. So that's where we are in this place.
Okay. And are those that list of issues you're just working at now, or they've been completed?
It's so it's not only myself, Mike and others are also working on that shared list. I think that list is close to completed,
Okay.
almost completed.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, any other comments you'd like to make about the decoupling or effort at all?
Yeah, the overall decoupling effort, I would say there are 3 big steps. The first one is, of course, replacing KCP bind with Kube-bind. That one is completed. The second one is to start use the space framework, and that's the second huge PR, which is also merged. But as I said, when it is merged, there are issues and leftovers to be handled. We are working on that. Then the third part is and the third and the final part is to start using kubeflex and use kubeflex to replace KCP. This one is not merged yet. It's being actively worked on another branch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the overall status.
Okay. Thank you for the update.
Sure.
Okay. Anybody else with any comments or questions for June on decoupling of KCP? All right. Very good. Okay, Franco, you want to give us any update on containerization, Helm charts for the new version with the space framework?
Okay, so I have started investigating basically the removal of KCP from the Docker file, as well as the Helm chart, in the sense that it's fully, right now it's fully integrated and fully deployed with KubeStellar. So I'm planning to remove that and put in a separate, either a separate Helm chart installation as a prerequisite, or put it as a subchart in the KubeStellar Helm chart, which can be enabled or disabled along with the options to select the space manager. I was also looking into doing the same for kubeflex to try to include it as a subchart of KubeStellar, again with a value parameter to enable it or disable it for the installation, or to reuse something that you already have. I found a bug in Helm that is creating some issue for use as a subchart. Not probably for KCP, but at least for a dependency of KubeStellar, KubeFlex, I'm sorry. So I opened an issue. Some other people have seen the same problem. If you have a chance and you can +1 on that issue, that would be great to bring support to the resolution of the bug. And so I didn't do a lot of progress to report, but I think I have a plan, and I'm gonna look at the latest changes in the code in the container and Helm and try to coordinate and make it happen. That also should solve the issue, the long-standing issue of the config not being maintained and saved across pod restarts.
Okay, yeah. So if you can provide the issue number in this, that'd be great. So those people can +1 it.
I will. Okay.
Okay. Okay, and so your resiliency you're also looking into as well. Okay.
The resiliency would happen automatically, I believe, if we can move to separate KCP, so we can run the latest KCP version. So that will be automatically resolved by the above. At least that's what it looks like from my testing so far. It's not forever in the sense that the kube config still has an expiration date for the certificate that can be customized. You can make it, a month, a year, or I guess 2 years. Eventually will expire, but it does not. It's not lost upon restarting the pod.
And it has to have an expiration date?
The certificate looks like requires an expiration date, but we can look into it a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so that means our satellites will only be operational for a year. Sorry about that, Kevin.
There may be an automatic renewal process, but I'm not that expert.
Okay.
Well, then we'll have to go back to my my rollover idea, figure out how to do it. I'm looking forward to seeing how many ways I can break the new version in CentOS on the Pis. So we'll because
I
I'm
think a
really good at
cheaper
that.
alternative would be to get you a spacesuit, and we'll just send you up to
The-
reconfigure each satellite.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would like
well,
to also
the hard part's getting the USB read write exemption for the satellite.
You know, it's so funny that you said that because I was just about to say it. Yeah, Franco.
I would like also to re-clarify that I think since the kubeconfig, I need to fully understand the new space management functionality, but since the kubeconfig of the underlying KCP is managed by the space manager, if a renewal is necessary, perhaps the space manager can handle the renewal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping that would get eventually abstracted, but well,
And I'm
I'm
not
waiting to see.
fully clear on that. If the user still has access directly to the kubeconfig of KCP or not, I still need to dig through the latest changes. It's my ignorance. I'm sorry.
No problem. Not ignorance. It just takes time. Okay. All right. Anybody else with anything else they want to add on containerization, resiliency, Helm? I think Paulo, you're involved with this to some extent. You're aware of the issue that Franco's seeing with relation to the subcharts.
Yes, and I also did my +1. So actually, I worked with Franco on that yesterday. But we basically stumbled in that Helm issue that is not something we control until they fix it.
Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. So update on one-to-one status. I don't know that we've had any motion on this right now, so I don't know that we need to cover it. Let's see if I'll look real quick though. Yeah, we didn't get around to this yet. All right. Does anybody have anything you want to comment on? Mike's not here, and I don't want to take any time if we don't have anything to report on it. Okay. All right. Next up, KubeCon North America. So I know that there are sessions submitted. We're waiting for approval. They come, I guess, maybe a week from now. The official date. Let's see what KubeCon says. Let's see. Pre-event programming, keynotes, breakouts. No, we don't want that. I don't see, looks like they took away the register sponsor. I don't see anything here on it. All right. I guess we should know by the end of the month though, I think. Okay. I'll have to look that up and add that date there. Okay, another item on CNCF was not, I don't think it's being covered here. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so let me just put it in the agenda and make mention of it. Update on CNCF sandbox. Okay, voting. So the issue is opened and let's see, there it is. Okay, so every so often someone will come in here and do what's called a check vote. So these are votes that have been either cast or not in relation to our application for CNCF Sandbox for KubeStellar. So far, 18% of the users have voted in favor. That's 2 of the 11. There are an outstanding number 9 folks that have yet to vote. So hope to hear from them soon. The voting is open for 1 week. So we hope to hear back a full response by next Tuesday. So by the next call, we'll of course be talking about whether we pass this or not. We appreciate all the review and due diligence of the committee that is responsible for the sandbox for CNCF and their review of KubeStellar. And so we thank them ahead of time for giving us a fair shot at CNCF sandbox status. Well, hopefully we pass in the coming days ahead. I'll add the issue here. Okay. And let's see, get rid of that. Dunk. Okay. Did it move? Edit. Of course it didn't. No, it did. Okay. Oh, it didn't. Gotta get rid of that. Okay, great. All right. Let's see what else we got. Upcoming. I don't think any movement has happened here. Debugging a what predicate, nothing there yet. So I'd like us to get back to once the space framework is complete and we've got a new release, which we're going to start working on today. Hopefully we can get back to things that have to do with users' experience. So we'll see. I don't think I see Near on the call, so we don't have an update on pluggable transport at this point. But work is continuing. All right, nothing new on versioning this week. All right, Braulio, can you give us an update on anything you've been doing with relation to stress testing, the environment setup, or any results you've got?
Yes. So I have so I have run some preliminary tests. So now, as I mentioned, so we are using Cluster Loader to generate the draft. In this case, apparatus, and we are using the telemetry metric in a stack, channels and parameters to collect the CPU and memory utilization for the components that we are looking for, and also I wrote a small program just to collect the timestamp for the creation of objects. In this case, upper on the core cluster, on the workload description space, on the mailbox, and on the sink, and I have run some tests, and that works. And I have tested that on our core cluster. So now I'm planning just to test everything end to end. And there is just one remaining issue that I'm thinking about. I think I'll follow up with the team with more questions. It's about the clock synchronization, because we are going to be running this test using the one core cluster and one at least one WAC. And we have the time. I'm collecting the time, but I know that there is some clock synchronization, maybe shift. So I'm trying to see how this can be added, so that make sure that our computation is really has a high degree of fidelity per se.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't anticipated clock synchronization to become an issue, and actually a thing for us to be concerned with, but it makes perfect sense now that you mention it. So good. Okay, so you're at this point, you think you have some way of measuring the time at which an app wrapper was issued to be synchronized and the time at which it actually was synchronized and is deployed to the remote?
Yes, because I'm gonna be used computing time difference, because an app wrapper gonna be getting the case score, and they're gonna be getting workload description space. So that time difference, we can what was the creation time and how long it took to be create on the KubeStellar, and also compare the time it appears on the mailbox, and also check how long it takes to be created on the wax, and the same for the status for the updates. In this case, that will be for the status.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. So now the thing is that I have the time. I can collect the time on the. Also, we can measure the time that when it was created on the wax, and how long it takes to be copied on the mailbox. So those times are in the single cluster. Those are fine. So, but now the issue that I'm just trying to tackle is I have the time on the object was created on the mailbox. I know when it appears on the sink, but just doing the time difference, because those are running two different machines. So that's the issue of clock synchronization that I'm trying to tackle.
Okay, good. Okay, anything you want to give us in terms of an update on Kyverno chainsaw?
Yeah, I was just testing this morning. So the Kyverno chainsaw. So now we have the test to Also using advantage of the validation test that you have deployed. So we are now checking okay, which objects should be on the cluster, and also Francois had added the component to check okay if the pods are running correctly, so like they are on the running state. And that's the second thing we are checking is for right now we are focused on the check that configurations they are correct. So right now we are focused on the MCAD. So checking if the cluster has the right CRG and the MCAD has the right components. And also we are the last part of the check we are checking the life cycle of an app wrapper. So we create an app wrapper and that syncs to a WAC, and then we check the report of status. So the implementation, the code is already implemented. So now we are just debugging and just clean up some of the issues that I have found a couple of issues this morning. I'm just going to discuss with the front side in an hour from now.
Okay, good.
But the goal is that hopefully by next week we can start using the tool to start validating our environment.
Great. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions for Braulio on Kyverno Chainsaw or on anything else related to scalability or stress testing performance? Okay. All right. I can give a short update on the multi-cloud computer. So as you know, we've got a multi-cloud computer that we've been working on. I'm comprised of multi-cluster application dispatcher, which is an open source and is also part of OpenShift's AI offering. ODH, Open Data Hub, or Kubeflow Pipelines, as it's sometimes more affectionately called, and KubeStellar, along with the CodeFlare SDK. So all of these items in the open source working together to provide the functionality of what you could expect in a multi-cloud computer. We've also submitted a talk to EU Paris for KubeCon, and this would be to talk a little bit more in depth about what it is we're experiencing, what we're experimenting with. So far, what we have is we have a multi-cloud computer with all the 4 or 5 different components in the stack, which can be quickly deployed and configured on a hub and spoke configuration, comprising of 1 OpenShift cluster representing the core and 2 spokes with GPU or non-GPU, just CPU capability that can be deployed within a matter of 5.5 to 6 minutes and can be validated in terms of its deployment and initial configuration in roughly 2 minutes. So in about 7 to 8 minutes, you're able to get a fully working multi-cloud computer stack. We've cut that time that was 50% improvement since the last time I reported our ability to deploy. I made some changes to the validation script as well as to the deployment to save some time on output to the screen as well as on repetitive kubectl commands needed for validation. So pretty cool stuff. We're making really good progress here. The stability of the platform, I really like it. And the ability for us to have something working out of the box and to be able to revise it over and over again in a continuous integration and continuous delivery manner is exactly what was needed in this space. We did just receive a couple new clusters. I'll be working on hooking up automation for GitHub so that when people check things in and out of source, it will automatically deploy. And so you'll get results in a matter of a couple of minutes as to whether or not what you've been working on works or not. And so this become more of a self-serve environment. And so I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully by the end of this month, I'll have that put together. Any questions for me on multi-cloud computer? Okay. All right, folks. We do normally have a triage for the sprint. I think end of the year, we've got a lot going on in terms of the space framework and the changes there. I don't know that it makes sense, and not a lot of people on the call. So I don't know that it makes sense to continue on with a review of the sprint. So I'm gonna put forth for a vote to close the call. Does anybody disagree with voting to disagree with moving to close the call at half past the hour and not take the full hour. By show of hands, do you disagree? Okay, I don't see anybody disagreeing. Okay, one last call. Going once, going twice, 3 times. Okay, with no other topics to discuss at this time, I'll go ahead and close the year out by saying thank you to everyone who's attended this year, our community calls, all those that have contributed to our code base in any way, shape, or form. And I look forward to a very promising year ahead. And I hope that for all of us, we get a nice Christmas early holiday gift of CNCF Sandbox. So please continue to monitor the issue accordingly. Thank you, everybody, for your time and attention this year. Look forward to another promising and prosperous new year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Holidays.